Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NWA Global Strike. We have another fantastic show lined up for you tonight. I'm running through some of the matches. We'll see Kylie Paige take on Allysin Kay in a street fight. Kylie Paige had a shot against her sister Kenzie on the last show, NWA Paranoia, but Allysin Kay got involved to cost Kylie Paige the match. Now she wants revenge in a street fight. Speaking of Kenzie Paige, we will see her defend her NWA World Women's Championship against both Emi Sakura and Yuka Sakazaki. Can Kenzie defy the odds and carry on her historic NWA World Women's Championship reign, or will Sakura or Sakazaki walk out the new NWA World Women's Champion? We will also see Bishop Dyer defend his NWA World's Heavyweight Championship against both TJP and Matt Lee. Again, can Dyer defeat both TJP and Matt Lee, or will we see a new NWA World Heavyweight Champion tonight? And in our main event, we will see Colby Corino take on the challenge of Silas Mason. Silas Mason made it his mission to take out Colby Corino and take all his title shots away from him because he wants gluttony of gold. But can Colby Corino defeat the former Southern Six member, or will Silas be draped in gold one more time? We'll find out this and more tonight at NWA Global Strike 4. So in our first pre-show match, the team of Mike Mondo and Daisy Kill defeat the team of Mims and Dylan McKay when Daisy Kill pins Dylan McKay in a decent 44 rated match here. Mike Mondo head and shoulders above everyone else, getting a 51 rating, but a good way to start the pre-show. In our next pre-show match, Trevor Murdoch defends the NWA World Television Championship against Real One, formerly known as Enzo Amore. Trevor Murdoch does win this match and make his second defense of the NWA World Television Championship. Gets a rating of 39. Real One is off his game. He was rusty because he hasn't competed in so long. Again, wonder why. But he gets a 25 and Murdoch gets a 42. In our final pre-show match, we see the team of La Rosa Negra and Promise Braxton defeat the King Bees. Promise Braxton is now an official member of the NWA roster as she has signed an exclusive contract here in the NWA. This does get a 36, La Rosa Negra is off her game, but Promise Braxton does well with a 38. But now we'll move on to the main show. The main show starts with a 55 rated match as Ortiz defends his NWA World Junior Heavyweight Championship against JT Dunn, Oliver Carter and Sonico. JT Dunn and Sonico making their debuts. But it is Oliver Carter that comes out the best here and is the new NWA World Junior Heavyweight Championship, or champion. He pins Sonico with an instant kill, a really good way to start the show, a good 55 rating. Ortiz doing very well, getting a 64. He may be now moving up to the main event scene. Carter getting a 59, again very well. That's why he's won the belt here. But the other two on their debut do get in low 40s, which is good room for improvement there. But we'll move on to our next match. Our next segment sees the team of High Five, Casey Catanzaro and Lacey Lane. They're here in the arena. They say they are ready to fight and will defend their NWA Women's Tag Team Championships on NWA Power. So we'll have to see who they defend them against. After this, in an NWA World Tag Team Championship match, the team of Bojack and Marsh Rockette defeat Los Hermanos de la Jungla in about 8 minutes and 20 seconds when Bojack pins Fight Panther. Gets a 52 rating, a really good match here. Both Bojack and Aero Panther being off their game, but Bojack getting a 50 and Aero Panther getting a 47. But a really good match here and a very good second defense of the NWA World Tag Team Championships for Bojack and Marsh Rockette. After this, Bully Ray, he calls out the Southern Six. He says that tonight they need an answer. They say, after talking to some residents of Dudleyville where they visited last week, including Mother Dudley, they've come to a decision. Bully Ray can shove his offer. Bully Ray, obviously being disappointed in this, sends Bojack and Marsh Rockette to attack Taylor and Morton, leaving them laying in the ring. So the Southern Six have refused Bully Ray's offer. In our next match, Spencer Slade does in fact defeat EC3 in a submission match after interference from not only Simon Diamond, but also BK Westbrook and Jeremiah Plunkett. A huge win for Spencer Slade, even though a somewhat dubious win, over a former NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. I'm sure EC3 will have a response to this, so we'll have to see on NWA Power what EC3 has to say. In our next segment, Natalia Markova is walking backstage when a familiar voice calls her over. This voice is former AEW superstar Max Caster. He tells her how good she is looking tonight and that he's here in the NWA just to improve her life and her life only. Natalia Markova scoffs at him, does a little giggle and walks away. I don't think Markova's life has been improved one bit by the debut of Max Caster. In our next match, in a street fight, Kylie Page does in fact defeat a former NWA World Women's Champion in Allysin Kay. A good 42 rated match here. Kylie Page getting a 30, Allysin Kay getting a 46, and a huge win for Kylie Page over Allysin Kay, the woman that cost her the NWA World Women's Championship on the last show, NWA Paranoia. So we'll have to see how Kylie Page and Allysin Kay move on from this. In our next segment, James Mitchell is backstage. He's about to send Max the Impaler out to attack Colby Corino out into the wider arena, just to find Colby Corino to attack him before the main event. But Mark Henry stands in their way. He says he'll make sure that there's no interference in the main event tonight, and it's a clean fight between Colby Corino and Silas Mason. In our match for the NWA World Women's Championship, Kenzie Page once again defends, making defense number 37. She defeats Emi Sakura and Yuka Sakazaki in just over 10 minutes when she pins Emi Sakura with a handful of tights. A really good match here of 53. Kenzie Page getting a 60, Sakazaki getting a 61, and Sakura getting a 52. Another really good defense here from Kenzie Page as her reign continues. In our next match, our match for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, Bishop Dyer does indeed defeat both TJP and Matt Lee when he pins TJP after the end of days. A really good 63 rated match here. Bishop Dyer has an in-ring performance of 65 and carries the match in terms of this in-ring performance. Obviously TJP is slowed by injury. He does have a little injury from the NWA Power tapings. He's carried it through to this show. He should hopefully heal soon, but that does impact his performance. But at the moment it is a good 63 rated match. So if we move to our next segment. So in our next segment, Bishop Dyer has his NWA World Heavyweight Championship back, but Matt Lee slides into the ring to attack, but then the lights go out. The screen illuminates, and on the screen it says NWA is limitless. We all know who this could be as Keith Lee stands on the ramp. He makes it very clear that he is here for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, and he is here for Bishop Dyer. So we'll have to see on NWA Power how Bishop Dyer reacts to the debut of Keith Lee. And in our main event of the evening, in a really good 66 rated match, the best match of the night, Colby Corino does in fact defeat Silas Mason. A really good match here. Colby Corino is off his game but still gets a 60. The creative finish we used was a success. So overall is a really good match and hopefully equating to a really good show. But we'll see what rating the final show got when we go over to the final page of the show. So the show gets a 59, which again is a very good rating for a show like this. We are still hampered by our production values, even though our production has been improved somewhat recently. But again, it is because of NXT more than anyone. We can't compete with WWE's finances, so we're going to have to wait till we make a lot more money to be able to upgrade fully. But a 59 rating is still very good. We'll go to the post-show area, see if we're going to praise, see if we made money, and see where that popularity has grown. So we'll be praising Oliver Carter, Ortiz and Promise Braxton, so we'll see how they react to this. Ortiz is pleased, Carter's pleased, as is Promise Braxton. We'll have a look at our injury review, see what injuries we got. Yuka Sakazaki obviously did get her broken ribs. She's out for 21 days. That means she'll probably miss the NWA Power tapings, or she won't wrestle on them, but she will be on them through angles. But she won't be wrestling on NWA Power. Our financial report. We made $25,000. A really good profit made here. Again, $30,000 in ticket sales, $12,000 in broadcast revenue. Workers were quite high, show costs as well, but it equates out to a $25,000 profit. In terms of our popularity, we grow in a few regions, in the Midlands, Wales, and Kansai and Japan. But we do have slight growths in other areas, but nothing to push us up 1 or 2 popularity points. Again, these areas, USA and Mexico, have probably reached their popularity limit for the month, so we won't be growing in them until next month. But that will be the end of the show, so I'll see you back in the office area. So here we are back at the office area. Again, we'll have a look at our viewership. Again, AWG has got a financial warning. Odinson has been offered a touring contract by All Japan. Global Strike got around 53,000 viewers, so a huge increase from what we used to do, and a very good viewership. Yuka Sakazaki, obviously we'll know it will take a few weeks. And Aaron Stevens does not like Charity King, but who cares what Aaron Stevens says. So if we go back to the home area, we'll see our next show is NWA Power. Our next event won't be Hard Times either. We'll put another one in that, but you'll find that out in NWA Power. But at the moment, I will end this episode here. So once again, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification button if you do want to see more. And I'll see you at NWA Power.